And welcome to another episode of 21st Century Rocker Mom with me, your host, Tanya Candler. We are back for another week of hilarity, fun, and most ridiculousness as usual. And we're going to talk about those sensitive subjects that you can't talk about anywhere else except here, right on 21st Century Rocker Mom podcast. Because, I mean, we don't shy away from the sensitive subjects over here. We talk about that. We talk that shit out. Why not? Because not enough people are talking about these things these days. They're just doing shit. So let's just talk about things. So first, and tonight, of course, we're talking all things hot. Hot, hot, hot. We're feeling hot, hot, hot tonight because it's fucking cold in Canada right now. It is like with the wind chill factor, it is like 30 below 0 degrees Celsius. So I don't know how cold that is for my American friends, but it's fucking cold. Like, it's really cold in Canada right now. I can't convert Fahrenheit right in this minute. It's late. So, I will tell you. Tonight is the night. This is so hot. That I'm going to have the Reaper de Muerte, the sauce that Scotty O Hot sent here over from Detroit, Michigan. I've had to wash the bottle because, speaking of, and it's still got a little bit of hot sauce on it, I burned my hand. It was so hot when it shipped, not the hot sauce, but it was so cold. The hot sauce is so hot, no. It's so cold. Here, they don't know that we got a cold snap in Canada, like really cold, like minus 30, and it shipped to the States before this and then came to Canada and shipped somewhere warm, and it was packaged absolutely impeccably. But one of the hot sauces in it blew up, and it was I think it was like a ghost pepper one or something, and it just blew up like everywhere. So there was glass everywhere, so I had to all the bottles. So I got 5 out of the 6 bottles. So I'm actually really happy because so many people have told me, they're like, don't order hot sauce in the winter, it'll explode. I'm like, shush. It won't explode. Everything will be fine. So I'm excited to try out this dreaded Carolina Reaper pepper. I'm also really fucking nervous to try it out. I'm going to tell you that, and it's probably not going to surprise you, that I consulted with a physician before this because obviously I'm a doctor. Like I say, I've had my finger up my ass, but it doesn't make me a fucking proctologist. So I had to talk to the professionals about this, and the professionals gave me the professional advice how to do this Carolina Reaper business, because my doctor says, and the doctor that I consulted with, they said, are you going to consume a whole Carolina Reaper? I'm like, oh, I'm going to, no, I'm not going to eat a whole Carolina Reaper pepper. I'm just going to eat like some sauce on like a vegan chicken wing or like a vegan chicken nugget or something like that. And she's like, so you're going to have the sauce. So that's like a concentrated essence. What's the first ingredient in the sauce? I'm like, Carolina Reaper peppers. The doctor is just like, do you have to do this? I'm like, well, for science. I mean, and for food. Come on, I love all these things together. So let's do it. And it's fun. Come on. So speaking of hot, this week, I got a hot guest on my show. She showed up a few days ago with a couple of my hot friends, all taking part in this trifecta of awesome. Over here, we're going to bring on my guest here, my special guest. And you know what? My special guest is me. I said that we would bring a guest into the studio this week, and I didn't lie. We're bringing a guest into the studio. I'm not fucking with COVID violations or anything like that. I'm bringing a guest into the studio. Here she is. She's me. It's the 21st Century Rocker Mom doll by Jenny Bones. So Jenny Bones hand crocheted this doll. She made this herself, all by hand, including all the accessories. As you can see, we are dressed the same, this doll and I. And I was so excited to get this doll because my good friend Kayla, who also does a lot of crafting and also does a lot of crochet. You'll be able to see these ladies on my Instagram, by the way. I'll be dropping their names simultaneously, so you can go check out their accounts too, because I love anyone who can make anything with their hands. I like self-made people, like I say. Jenny's been on the podcast before, Jenny Bones. She was on episode 35, Scary Drugs in a Bag. If you missed that episode, you don't know what the hell you're missing. It's up in my stories right now. You can get it. If not, I will put it up again. I will put another link to it so you can get Jenny Bones and find out how she makes these amazing dolls. Because let me tell you, Kayla dropped it off. She did a porch drop for me. We did our mask distance dance thing because, you know, everybody knows how I am with germs. I'm just me. It's how it is. People respect it, and that's cool. And I respect how they are, and it's cool. We all find a mutual way to respect each other and to live with each other and this virus. So we do our porch drop off, and we stand outside our masks, and we do our distance talk, and we do our distance visit. I'm literally shaking in my boots, not because it is cold out, but because I could not believe this doll when I got it. So Jenny Bones has included a box. Like, not only does this doll have a stand, but, you know, we're really into box art here. And on the back, of course, it says Jenny Bones Crochet, because that's her label there. So you can see it. I'm just got her designers hanging here. And she made me a 21st Century Rocker Mom podcast doll box. And you know what? The sides are amazing because it says bad words, awesome guests, hilarity, weirdness, and equals good times, removable shoes included for those times. You just need to run barefoot because everybody knows, if they listen to this podcast, everybody know that I like to run barefoot and I like to acclimate my body to the earth. So speaking of things that are hot and speaking of things that generally run hot, I am one of those things that generally runs hot. I like to dress my body all in clothes and go for a run out in the coldest fucking weather because, I mean, when you have hot, you have cold. And sometimes you had cold feet. Oh, God damn, I had cold feet before my first wedding. And I'll tell you, I told all my bridesmaids before I got married, guys, you know, I think I'm having this cold feet. I think I should go. And all my bridesmaids were like, run, run. Except for one bridesmaid. She's like, oh, yeah, you know, that's normal. I just want to say she's divorced now. But I'm saying funny. Very funny. So with hot, we have to have cold. So I'm telling you, if you want one of these custom dolls, you got to head over to Instagram and head over to Jenny Bones Instagram and get her to make one for you. She can make one in your likeness or the likeness of anyone in your choosing. It can be your favorite musician. I saw her recently do a Kurt Cobain one. I saw her recently do ones of friends, people that I know. I've seen her do Tank Girl. Like, we talk about it on the show. Go watch the show. You can watch it on YouTube for free. Don't go listen to it on Spotify. I'll beat you up. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't hurt a fly. But no, don't go listen to it on Spotify. You will eventually, and we'll talk about this later on the show, not be able to get my show on Spotify anymore. We'll talk about that later, a little bit that. But speaking of Instagram and friends, I won a hot sauce competition. Like I say, I won this hot sauce competition. Scotty O Hot sent this hot sauce, but I won a hot sauce competition from a company and a Instagram page called Tasting the Heat. And my friend, Bearded Metal Chef, who was actually on the Christmas special, Glitter Beard, everyone remembers Jingle Beard, Bearded Metal Chef James, he tagged me in a post about winning hot sauce. So I tagged him back in a post. So funny enough, he lives in America, I live in Canada. He won the Canadian contest, I won the American contest. Yes, I understand. Completely fucking bananas, but it's weird that we both won, and then we're both friends, and so we're going back and forth with each other about this, kind of like laughing, and it's funny that we got this. So we won these hot sauces, and he got his, and I got mine, and so I was really excited to get them. I got this very berry pulp and press white tea infusion with apple, strawberry, cucumber, and lemon here that I'm going to drink. Hopefully this coats things too. The doctor says that I need things that are sweet and that are high in fat. I've got some almond milk, some chocolate almond milk. I got oat cream. I got coconut oil. I had a little really like dark chocolate with almond fat in it to coat my tummy. And I had a Pepsid. We're going to be good tonight. Take me home tonight, Reaper sauce. I don't fear the Reaper. I mean, my butthole fears the Reaper, but that's what it is. So yeah, so Bearded Metal Chef and I, Chef James, we won this contest together and we both got our hot sauces. So like I say, mine absolutely, the one bottle just annihilated itself. It was just the one poor bottle that just couldn't make it. It was just the little toaster that just could not. And it was everywhere. And the mail guy was at the door and he's talking to me through the door going, I think something broke in here. And I'm like, I think so too. So everything was cool. The sauces, I've tasted some of the other sauces. Oh my God, they're absolutely phenomenal. The flavor is great. And what I love about these Scotty O Hot sauces is that they're low in sodium, which is good for me because a long time ago, not now, I have teenage blood pressure now. A long time ago, I had that high blood pressure and I don't want any more of that. So in preparation for, doing this hot sauce business, what I call like a hot sauce kind of challenge, I'm going to do the Scotty O Hot challenge. I'm going to challenge all you motherfuckers to do it too. I want you to just order the sauce from Scotty O Hot in the Motor City, this Reaper de Muerte sauce. I've only smelt it right now and it burns my fucking eyes. Like I'm scared. I let my partner, like Rob, smelled it and he said that he was worried for me. So I have to take that into account. So I have coated myself well, but in preparation for this, other than coating myself with all kinds of remedies, I've been watching Hot Ones. You know that YouTube series Hot Ones from Tasting the Heat, where, they have a lot of phenomenal celebrities on tasting the heat, going up the kind of the Scoville unit with all these hot sauces. You can order them. Rob has informed me you can order these things and you can order these hot sauce kits and they come with all the hot sauces. I've seen some Canadian hot sauces on there. I've seen Dawson's on there quite a bit, which is really impressive because that is one of my hot sauce like staples. They are like a local, just down the street hot sauce, like an Ontario hot sauce, so very local. I really liked a lot of their smoked like garlic chipotle hot sauces. They had a peach one that was phenomenal. They even had a mushroom hot sauce that was just like off the chain. Hot, really, really hot, but a really nice slow burn. If you're a real chili head and you like to eat hot stuff, like you'll like Dawson's like hot sauce. But I love the Scotty O hot sauce. I tried the kind of like the everyday roasted pepper one. It's not super hot, but I could put it on like everything. I could put it on vegan chicken nuggets because I eat plant-based, but I don't want the kids to have, chicken nuggets with hot sauce on them. So I put them on my chicken nuggets or my chicken wings or anything like that. But I could put it on a hamburger, fake hamburger. But you get the idea. All these things with the meat sucked out of them. So I can put it on all these things. So I've been watching all these Hot Ones with some of my favorite episodes. And I don't know if you've watched Hot Ones, but goddamn, it's funny. Oh my God, like it's great. The host himself, he's charismatic. He's always got good questions. He's always got good charisma. He's always got good rapport with his guests. His guests are always really good sports about it because like that shit is hot. Like I've tried a lot of those hot sauces and some of those are hot. Like that blueberry plague one, it's just like hot for no reason. It's hot on the Scoville unit. It scores high. It's got not a lot of flavor. Like you can taste blueberry in it and just fire. Just tastes like blueberry and fire. Some of my favorite guests on this amazing show include Kristen Bell. I love Kristen Bell. I can't say I can't say any bad words about her. I love Kristen Bell. I think she can tolerate the heat. She annihilated the fuck out of that show. She tolerates the heat. I mean, she was in Frozen for Christ's sake. She's got frozen fever. Maybe her mouth is frozen. She was also talking on the show about how she ate Carolina Reaper peppers and she was doing a challenge and she just kept popping them. I couldn't imagine this. Her husband, Dax Shepard, was also on the show, and he was just like a giver. He just like kept eating chicken wings. She had some vegan wings, and he just kept like going, like eating his wings. And the last dab he did twice. He just wanted to just like give it hell. And so those have been some of my favorite episodes. So they're like kind of like the hot sauce power couple, Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell, which I really appreciate. I think it's great that they're doing this. They've done a lot of like hot chocolates and things for charities. And Kristen Bell said this one chocolate that she had was the hottest thing she's ever fucking tasted in her life. She thought she just wanted to wipe her tongue off. So I'm sure this is what's going to happen to me. I have a bathroom close. If I need to use it, the plumbing facilities are here. The facilities are here for me to use them if I need them. I love seeing Gordon Ramsay. I love seeing Chef Ramsay on Hot Ones. I thought that was great to see someone kind of from the gourmet food world on, every man's show kind of eating chicken wings. I'm just like, what better thing to do to sit down with Chef Ramsay than eat chicken wings? And he was a sport too, but he needed the ice water and he needed the milk. And he was just like, oh, bloody hell. Like, these are hot. Oh, hell. You could see him moving up the chain. And there was like a definite paradigm shift into where things were like in like comfortable territory to when things got to like, I don't know if I can do this fucking territory. So sometimes there's that line, and when you cross it, you can see it, and it's apparent in these celebrities. I saw the Paul Rudd version. It was a lot of talking. Paul Rudd kind of moved up the scale. My son wanted to watch it because I'm like, oh, it's Paul Rudd. There'll be no swearing. And he's like, there's kind of a lot of talking. He was having cauliflower wings, so we got something in common there. The Billie Eilish episode, so friggin' funny. Holy shit, she has so much personality. I love Billie Eilish because she's just like straight poker faced, doesn't give a fuck. She kind of just does what she wants. She is who she is. And I really respect her for that. I think she's fucking awesome. And she's just a blast. She's so much fun. She's like, there's points there when she's just sitting there. She's like, yeah, eating the hot sauce on her vegan chicken, like their vegan chicken nuggets or vegan chicken fingers. She's like, I don't feel shit. And there's other points where she's like, I can't do this. I'm not doing this anymore. I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And she's like so determined. So like she gets through everything. She even does the last dab. She puts extra on her, spoiler alert, she puts extra on her vegan chicken finger, and she just fucking gives it hell. And then the host asks her, because she is famously quoted for saying that she doesn't prefer to smile because it just makes her uncomfortable and makes her not feel good about herself. So the host says to her, use your best resting bitch face to kind of describe to the world what's going on in your mouth right now. And her face, if you watch the episode, just watch the episode. It takes the absolute cake. And I mean, hit the like button. It's lovable. Billie Eilish is great. I mean, the Charlize Theron episode, I mean, she said she grew up with spicy food, so spice doesn't bother her. She took it like a fucking champ. I love Charlize Theron no matter what she does. So seeing her and doing a hot sauce competition was great to see. I love to see that. And I loved the Matthew McConaughey episode. I'm not going to say, all right. He ate those chicken wings like a champ. He did great. I love seeing Matthew McConaughey because I loved, honestly, hearing the stories he told while he was on the episode. Some actors, like I'm going to say, are really great storytellers. Some are not. Some you get in the hot seat and you question them, and there's not much there. Some actors and artists, they don't have much to talk about. They may be really introverted. They may not have much to talk about or may not want to talk about much. They might just want to get down to chicken wings and just get down to it and get ready and eat. But some want to talk. You want to talk hot? Okay. We're going to talk about my experiences with fire. Actual living fire. My first, some of my first experiences with fires were just like campfires and Girl Guides with kids. But some of the fires, most memorable fires that I can remember, are fires that were like right beside me or in direct proximity to me. To me. And one of those fires was at one of the restaurants we have here in London, Ontario, Michael's on the Thames. It's still afloat now, but we had a maitre d' there, and his name was Jack DiCarlo. He was very famous in all of London. He'd come to your table and do tableside cooking. He'd toss a Caesar salad with, like the anchovy paste and the raw egg and the dressing the way they used to do it back in the day. But they do this dish called Steak Diane, and they light it on fire with brandy or I think it's Grand Marnier, I believe. And they do a tableside cooking demonstration, and he lights this bloody thing on fire, on the side of your table, when cooks it in front of you. And it's just astonishing to see this cooked. Now that I don't eat meat and everything like that, I wouldn't order it. But someone that I ordered it with, I went to a party, like a Christmas party there with some colleagues at one time, and I was working at an office. And I'd been cultured by the time I was 16 years old, because I'd been going back and forth to like New York and eating in restaurants that were nicer than, restaurants that had drive-thrus where you eat your way in with your dinner forks and your knives and things like that. And you always go from the outside in. I was told kind of how to eat early on and kind of always remembered it. So I was out with dental colleagues, and one of the colleagues I was out with, they were, I think, unsure of what forks to use. So the maitre d' comes over, Jack DiCarlo comes over and starts messing with their forks on their plates. And it's like, no, use this one. And like clearly embarrassed them, like, but this is your salad fork, this is your bread plate, this is your this is your that. Clearly embarrassed them. Could have just sat there and cooked a steak Diane, but no, had to bury this fucking dental person and dental personnel at Michael's on the Thames. And while I was there, it was actually kind of cool because there was a bunch of Hell's Angels there. And they had their gang colors on. They had all their biker patches. And they were just, hey, sitting around eating steak Diane too. It was pretty fucking cool. So that was fire. So then my next fire story. I get a knock on the door on my childhood home. I'm about, 17 years old. I'm living at home. I get a knock on the door in the middle of the night. It's like literally 2 o'clock in the morning. It wakes us up. It's a police officer. It's a lady police officer. And she says, you got to get out of your house right now. Your neighbor's house is on fire. It's burning to the ground. It could set your house on fire. You better get out now. I did not know what the fuck to do other than get the fuck out of my house. It was the middle of winter. We evacuated the house. It was just my mom, my sister, and I. And we got out of the house. And on the front lawn, our neighbor's house to the one side of us was absolutely burning to the ground. It was absolutely gutted. There was fire department everywhere, and it was absolutely horrible. Sadly enough, they lost 2 of their pets from smoke inhalation, 2 dogs in the fire, and it was really, really sad. Their house got gutted. Eventually, it got restored and rebuilt and everything like that, and then a few years later, believe it or not, I had a fire in my room, and how did it start? It started with one of those goddamn treasure candles. Those candles that melt down the middle with the wax and say that they have a treasure in them for you. Guess what the treasure is? Pyrotechnics, because it's going to set your whole fucking room up like Jerry Lee Lewis. Goodness gracious, great balls of fucking fire. My room went up like the 4th of fucking July. It was crazy in there. My own house when I was a teenager, I had just smoked a hash pipe. I'm not going to lie. I was stoned. I was in my room. I had a lot of posters up on my wall. I had this candle sitting on my stereo. I left my room to go check something in an office that was literally adjacent to my room. And when I went back to go into my room, I couldn't open my door. There was like a suction on it. And I'm like, why can't I open this bloody door? What is going on here? So I go to open the door. I open the room. My whole wall is up in flame. I'm like, no, not my Spice Girls posters. Not my Courtney Love posters. Oh my God, no, not Ginger Spice. What the fuck? So my boyfriend at the time was trying to like beat it out with like blankets. There's like smoke inhalation like crazy. So of course the fire department comes. The police come. And they go up and do their investigation because we just have to get out of the house by this point. And the police officer, of course, finds my hash pipe. And I was in trouble. He took me down to the kitchen table. My mom threw my ass under the bus like she didn't even know that I smoked weed at the time. Since I was a teenager, I was smoking dope. Oh, officer, I didn't know she had this hash pipe. Oh, God, officer, oh, my God, she gets straight A's in school. She's such a good girl. She gets straight A's, nothing but straight A's, no B's for this girl. She's such a good girl. She has a great grade point average. I had no idea she was on the marijuana. The marijuana. Thanks, Mom, for throwing my ass under the bus. I want to thank you for that. This is punishment. You don't have the internet this week. Ha, ha, ha. No, but literally, it was horrible. This candle put up my whole wall. This cop's down in my kitchen yelling at me, being like, what is this? I'm like, that would be a hash pipe, sir. What do you use it for? I'm like, smoking marijuana. Are you high right now? I'm like, I was until you started yelling at me. So then I had to go to this hospital for smoke inhalation. Where? I got a nurse who, no lie, no word of a lie, looked like fucking Belinda Carlisle from the Go-Go's. Ooh, baby, do you know what that's worth? This fucking nurse had to check me for smoke inhalation. So they had to check my pulse oximetry. They had to make sure there was, no bad stuff going on in my blood. I had no smoke inhalation. I had no burns. Everything was good. I could go home. But the upstairs was kind of torched. It was kind of throttled. So we had a company come in. They came and restored everything. The upper portion of the house was restored. Belinda Carlisle nurse took good care of me. So I say, now with fire, I'm afraid of it. I fear it. I respect it. I love it. I love it mostly as a campfire. We have a wood stove, a working wood stove, and I love it for the chopping wood kind of aspect of it. It's good for your soul. It's good for your anxiety. It's good for your anger. It's good for your everything. And it's good to heat your house. I mean, whoever said the firewood's not good? You can heat your whole house all winter for a lot of wood if you have a good, efficient wood stove. Speaking of hot, you don't usually think of hot conversations when it comes to people in the geriatric age. I'm going to have one of these chicken wings now without anything on it. The plain. I'm going to say, geriatric folks, you don't think of your grandparents having sex, probably. If your grandparents are still alive. You probably don't even think of your parents fucking. Because why would you want to? I wouldn't want to think of my parents fucking. They're divorced. That'd be fucking weird. But the Golden Girls. I've been watching the Golden Girls a lot. Since Betty White passed away, I've been watching a lot more reboots. I love it. Rob loves it. Thank you for being a friend. I love the damn Golden Girls. Some of the conversations that they have around that table in those kitchens while they're eating cheesecake and bacon and chocolate chip cookies and cake and having milk and coffee and whatever else they decide to make. I'll make some eggs. I'll make this. Some of those conversations get pretty hot and spicy for a bunch of old grandmas, America's grandmas living with each other all together in their communal living home and there in Fort Lauderdale. The Golden Girls episode, conversation that sticks out to me the most is the episode where they're talking about where they first been with a man, where they first seen a man, and they're all sitting at the table, and Dorothy kind of goes first, she goes, the first time I saw a man, I was supposed to lose my virginity to this other guy, but, it was, I ended up losing my virginity to Stanley. It was Stanley. It was my part of the war effort. You could tell she was kind of pissed because if you know anything about the Golden Girls, Stan was a notorious Lothario. He was always cheating on poor Dorothy. So she got cheated on a lot. She kind of made some remarks about usually when Stan was having sex, it was before she was kind of in the room. So that insinuated that he was cheating on her a lot. And so she said that was how she lost her virginity. Blanche, of course. Blanche Devereaux, the Southern Belle. Oh, we just developed fast in the South, honey. So, she was talking about her first time. She couldn't remember who it was. It was under a tree in the moonlight, and it was great. But she didn't know if his name was Billy or Bobby or whatever his name was. Who knows what his name was, but it was amazing. And then they got to my dear, sweet Rose Nyland from St. Olaf. Sweet Rose. And her first man that she saw, the first time that she ever saw a man, was her Charlie. And it was her wedding night. And the other girls could not believe it. But the conversation was so funny because she was talking about like the context of seeing a man naked for the first time and how funny she thought it was. She's like, the first time I saw a man naked, I really couldn't take it seriously. It was kind of funny. And they're like, and she's asking Dorothy and Blanche and saying kind of like, didn't you guys think it was funny? And they're just all kind of like, no. And they're like, well, how long did it take you? And they start talking about orgasms on the show. And then I lost it. Something about geriatric profanity and that kind of sex talk just always has me over the moon, fucking laughing my ass off. I think it's great. I think it's funny. I think it's healthy that older people are still having sex. I mean, let your fucking freak flag fly. If it still works, if you don't use it, you're gonna fucking lose it. So that's what I'm gonna tell you about the Golden Girls. That prompted me to think of a particular first for me. My first dirty movie. I'm talking my first porno, my first pornographic film. Earlier on this week, I asked you guys in my stories what your first porno movie was. And I got some pretty funny DMs. I got The Osbournes. I got Forrest Hump. I got Debbie Does Dallas. I got, oh God, I'm trying to think of some of the names here. Something with the word 69 in it. Oh God. I got so many DMs about dirty movies that you got. But my dirty movie, unfortunately, and I'm actually sad to admit that it was Fritz the Cat, because at the time, at 13, now it's a 50-year-old animated, antiquated, completely politically incorrect, and let's just put it out there, really racist film. It's 50 years old. At the time I saw it, I was like 13. I had no idea what the racial context and the undertones were in that, well, I guess overtones, I suppose, were in that film. But it's about a cat. It's just about this horny ass, disgusting cat that's just going around fucking everything in sight. And you can see sex. There's like orgies in bathtubs, and there's female cats and male cats, and you can see breasts, and there's vaginas everywhere. This is what vaginas. This reminds me of Vajanuary. This is why I'm eating vegan wings. How do you say Vajanuary without almost saying vagina? Do you see it? Veganuary? Vajanuary? How do you say it? I don't want to say vagina, but I just did. But I'll tell you, Fritz the Cat is definitely what I would not call a film that is appropriate nowadays. It should probably be put on a shelf somewhere and forgotten about. It's kind of horrible when you think about being politically correct and being kind to people. It's just not. You know, speaking of other hot topics this week, lots of hot topics. I've been watching some hot shows on TV other than watching the news, because the news is crazy. It's been hot. I've been watching The Shrink Next Door with Paul Rudd and your favorite curly-headed fuck, Will Ferrell. And it's all about a gentleman with mental illness, and he has some hot fire and some hot anxiety burning in his head, and he goes to the psychiatrist, Dr. Ike. Dr. Ike, he goes to Dr. Ike, who happens to be Paul Rudd, who is apparently called the hottest man alive. Now I watched the show, I'm not so sure. Saw a little bit of Ghostbusters. Again, I used to love Paul Rudd. Not so much, he's not looking so great anymore. He's not looking like the hottest man alive anymore. Sorry, Paul Rudd. You're boring on Hot Ones, and now you're not so cute anymore. What am I going to do with you, Paul Rudd? I'm not going to get a custom doll of you from Jenny Jones and put you down my pants. That's what's happening. But I'm saying this show is absolutely riveting. I have to watch something that's upbeat after I watch the Shrink Next Door, because it's so horrible what is happening in this show. And I mean, if you haven't seen it, it's on HBO, and you should probably tune in. It's absolutely phenomenal. The acting in it is great. It will tug on your heartstrings, definitely. Definitely get you hot under the collar. It definitely gets me hot under the collar. Every time I watch it, I'm pissed. Speaking of hot things right now, hot tip. There was nowhere, and there is nowhere, to take a poop in Ottawa right now, because everything's closed till the fucking 1st, because we got the Flu Klux Klan convoy coming down the motherfucking highway like a bullet train. That's why I can't get my son's insulin until Monday. These motherfuckers are blocking the highway. I've talked about this free, dumb Karen convoy all over the Flu Klux Klan rally. You want to fight for freedom? I'm all about freedom. I'm all about for freedom of speech. Obviously, I talk about everything. Freedom of speech, standing up to your rights, body autonomy, do what you want. You know what I mean? I cannot get behind a bunch of Canadians flying, Confederate flags when they're flying their trucks. I can't get behind them flying Confederate flags from their license plates. I can't get behind the organizers having a GoFundMe. I can't get behind organizers like Pat King, known racists, Islamophobes, homophobes, extremists, people that are blatantly anti-Semitic. Just, the list could go on and on. So I can't get behind these people. Maybe I lost some followers for it. Maybe I gained some followers for it. Either way, no skin off my banana. If you're racist, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I don't need the fucking follow anyway. So if you are happy with this convoy and you support people like Pat King, this is probably not a good place for you, because these are not things that I preach about. I like to preach about racial equality. I like to talk about why maybe these truckers couldn't be bringing water to Indigenous communities, maybe bringing medicine to Indigenous communities, maybe bringing things to communities that have lack of access, maybe stocking a grocery store. You think all these pictures on the internet are fake of grocery stores? Guess what? My Instacart shopper sent me all kinds of pictures today. Lots of grocery store shelves empty everywhere. Can't get anything. Not because places don't have time to stock the shelves. People are buying shit like crazy. People are panicking again. It's all crazy. Speaking of crazy, I listened to Neil Young all morning this morning on Apple Music, one of my favorite podcasts. Well, not podcasts, but platforms. And it's going to be a platform where you can get my podcast, because pretty soon. Off of Anchor, I'm going to remove my Spotify. It's hard to do on your phone app, so I have to do it on my computer app. And Spotify, of course, is going to make it complicated for me because, of course, they don't want me to get 0.33.3333333333 cents every time my podcast airs. And I don't want, honestly, I don't want any Spotify money. If they want to support misinformation and things like that, they can go ahead, and I give them full permission to pull my podcast. I don't want anyone listening to it on there anyway. I'm not telling you personally to delete your podcast off of Spotify or delete your music off of Spotify, but I definitely deleted my subscription to Spotify. You can get other apps that I will make available for you on my Instagram account where you can actually transfer your whole playlist. My friend Mandy, actually, she let me know about an app that you can get, and you can actually transfer your Spotify playlist all the way over to this other app. It has nothing to do with Spotify and all the shit that's going over there. I see that they tanked a lot of money today. Maybe they'll have it all to pay Joe Rogan, but I'm just going to tell you, if Joe Rogan doesn't have an audience, he doesn't have anyone to listen to him. I don't mind how he's, objective, and he likes to, throw the ball around. He likes to talk a lot, see both sides of the pancake. He's not, he's got a big set of balls. If I wanted to talk about the UFC and getting into Pentagon, maybe I talk to Joe Rogan. If I wanted to talk about ivermectin, maybe I talk to a vet. I'm just putting it out there. So, I think that Neil Young was definitely the original anarchist. And I'd rather listen to Neil Young and Joni Mitchell and Graham Nash any day. I hear people on the internet saying that these people are irrelevant because they're old. And they're fighting against freedom of speech and they're trying to censor Joe Rogan. They're not trying to censor Joe Rogan. Censorship is something completely different. What they're trying to do is speak out against people that are spreading possible misinformation about science, and they're just science-minded people. It's just my opinion. You can love me, you can hate me. I don't give a fuck. Right now, we're going to drop my socials before I get to Scotty O Hot, because I'm telling you, this stuff is going to be hot. And I'm not going to be able to drop my socials. If you want to catch me on anywhere, you can always catch me on that Instagram. You can catch me on 21st Century Rocker Mom on Instagram. Follow along, come join the party, and come join the hilarity. Come join the circus. And join Team 21st Century Rocker Mom. You'll find out where you can get some of these dolls. You'll find out about some giveaways, lots of fun stuff coming, lots of music coming down the pipe, which is so exciting for me. I've had lots of exciting Zoom meetings this week with a lot of exciting, fun people. Got lots of music coming down the pipe for y'all, and some collabs coming down the pipe as well. If you want to find me on that Twitter, I'm always making noise. Tweet in the Twitterverse at Tanya Candler. You can find me there. You can find me on my YouTube channel. That's one great way to check into my podcast. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Go on to Tanya Candler channel. You can watch it for free. Just click that subscribe button and make sure you just give the videos a like. Hit the notification button, that little bell, ding, 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 ding. You get a little notification every time my podcast goes live. Also, you can find my podcast through my link in my bio on my Instagram from Anchor FM. You can find it on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you want. You won't see me on Facebook for a little bit, but you will see me on Facebook soon. I'm going to start a musician page because, again, I'm going back to music. And I can't be more excited, and I couldn't be more excited to share that with you. I'm going to have a like page. I don't think we're going to have any stalking problems. So I'm really excited. I get to say, to try this sauce. I'm really scared. I'm really, really scared to try this sauce. So I'm going to read you the ingredients. Like I say, this bottle's been washed because it had smash all over it. We've got Reaper peppers, like I say, these Carolina Reapers peppers, and these are the world's hottest Carolina Reapers. I believe they come from a gentleman named Ed. They're Ed's Carolina Reaper peppers. The first ingredient is Reaper peppers. The second is peaches. I'm moving to the country. I'm going to eat me a lot of peaches. Peaches come from a tree. They were put there by a me, maybe. Roasted red bell peppers. We got some AC. We got some apple cider vinegar. We got roasted poblanos. I can handle roasted poblanos, no problem. Beautiful. We got roasted garlic. We got some cherry tomato. We got beautiful sweet Vidalia onion. We got hard cider. hard cider. We got hard cider, actually. And I got the wrong glasses on. We've got chocolate boot jacolia. We got moonshine. We got lime juice. We got habaneros. We got water. We got sea salt, some roasted sesame seeds, a little olive oil, some honey to probably just round things out, assorted spices, xanthan gum to hold that all together, and our sympathy. You know, any hot sauce that has someone's sympathy on it is a hot sauce that I want to try. First, we're just going to open the Scotty O Hottie. We're going to look at the viscosity of this stuff and look how thick it is. It's a nice thick hot sauce, probably from the lovely ingredients it has in it. And it doesn't have a lot of sodium, which is really nice to see on a hot sauce. Only 35 milligrams of sodium per 1 teaspoon. You know, that's really a flash in the pan. That's like 1% of your daily intake that you should have of sodium. So a lot of hot sauces are really, really stocked out the waz with sodium content and sodium nitrate, a bunch of shit that's going to make you sick. It's going to drive your blood pressure up. Stuff from the Motor City, gotta lose your mind in Detroit, hot sauce city. But Michigan, Scotty O Hot, you can get this stuff at Myers if you live in the States. You can get this stuff here. I have to order it to Canada. I have a feeling I'm going to order more of this stuff because I've already tried their other sauces and they're phenomenal. We're going to give this a good shake because he recommends, Scotty O Hottie himself recommends shaking this up. And I really want to say thanks to Tasting the Heat for this. And mostly thank you to Mr. Bearded Metal Chef James for signing me up for this death competition. So I'm going to get a wing that's, I guess, sizable so you guys can see this. I don't know. Can you see this here? Me pouring the sauce on this wing. Oh, fuck. I don't know how much the last dab is supposed to be. Oh, fuck. Oh, God. I think that's too much. Well. Fuck this. It smells like a million bees are going to burn my mouth. So this is the chicken wing here we have. I don't know if y'all can see this. There's a lot of fucking hot sauce. Can y'all see this at home? I don't know if I should put this thing in my mouth or... I got almond milk over here in case the burn. So I dropped my socials in case I die. I'm sorry, Mom. I love you. You know what? Fuck this. We'll do a little bit more. We'll do the last dab here. Oh, fuck me. Okay. Rest in peace, butthole. So, off the bat, I want to tell you the first thing that I taste is Reaper peppers. It's about to chicken wing get over. And then you get a little bit of peaches in there before you get smacked in the motherfucking mouth. Whew. With the Reaper peppers. You can taste the roasted garlic. It's got a beautiful flavor to it. The flavor is really round. I'm gonna have some. The flavor is building a little bit in my mouth. "21st Century Rocker Mom doll" from Jenny Bones. You're gonna have to say to me, you know what? It's not that bad. I can handle this. You know what, Scotty O Hottie? Cheers to you. I'm gonna have another one. It's getting worse. Maybe I'm not gonna have another one. I don't know. Fuck this. I'm doing it. I ain't no slouch. This one's for my homies, okay? This one's for you at home. Fuck, I highly recommend this sauce, but I highly recommend Pepto-Bismol. Like, it's doable, like, it's tolerable, but it's fucking hot as fuck. I'm sweating. I'm sweating in my armpits right now. want to touch my eyes, my face, or any other mucous membrane that I have. Scotty O Hot, I want to tell you right now, this is O Hot, and I will be ordering more of this hot sauce. I can't share. Oh, I can't wait to share this. Sorry, I gotta have some almond milk. Whew, that's hot. That's as consistent. That was what I would call a consistent, like, burn in your mouth, and you can feel it kind of in the back of your throat. You really feel it in your lips more than anything. No blowjobs after the sauce. I'm just going to put it out there. You still blow hairy? Not after this sauce. Jesus Christ. Holy fuck. That's it for this week's episode of 21st Century Rocker Mom Podcast. You know where to find me. I'm all over the world, baby. 29 countries. Find me on every streaming platforms where you get your... While you can still get me on Spotify, I guess, before I can get it taken down. Those guys are making it so fucking difficult. I'll get it down. All on your other platforms. This will drop, Sundays as it usually does. Mondays, maybe wherever you are. You'll see it live on YouTube come up too, so you can watch me taste the shit show of my mouth. I'm going to go drink all the almond milk. I gotta go take my sweater off because I'm not going to lie to you. I'm sweating a lot. I got a lot of makeup on right now, like a lot of powder on my face, so you can't see the sweat that's on my upper lip or underneath my eyes. But there's some there. I'm not going to lie to you. So thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of a spicy episode of 21st Century Rocker Mom Podcast. I look forward to seeing you all next week. And she looks forward to seeing you next week too. We might have another guest on next week. We don't know. But we'll be here. And again, I'll drop the socials of all the... I will drop the socials of all the people that I mentioned in this show so you can get on board and follow them on the Instagram too, because everybody knows I'm a slave to the gram. I love you. Peace be with you. I will see you all next week on the show. Take it easy. Bye.